Okay, guys and gals, welcome back to the Farmer and Sons Garage channel. Today this will kind of be a throwback to me. My dad, when I was a teenager, had a lawnmower repair shop, so I used to get to work on a lot of lawnmowers when I was younger. It's been a while since I've done anything real detailed on one, but this little snapper rear engine mower, when you put it in gear, if you're on level ground, it will go, but if you start up any kind of incline, it's almost like an automatic transmission that slips. It just has no power. So there's a little wheel that goes, and I'll show you that when I get to the up underneath it. But anyway, I'm going to back up. These are made to stand up on this the little thing on the back. That lays on the ground so you can flip it up and you can see it's been used before. So you flip that up, or flip the whole mower up to where that is laying on the ground, and that way the deck is like 90 degrees up in the air, the wheels are straight up and down. You can supposedly leave the battery in. I think there's a little sticker that says something about if you work on it more than 2 hours to take the battery out. But the last time I worked on it on something, you can see it's kind of run down through there and ran onto this. So the battery was leaking a little bit. So this time I went ahead, it tucks in here and you can see the cables hanging there. I went ahead and that one's got a messed up end. I've got to fix that too. But anyway, I pulled the battery out so that when I'm working on this, I don't have to worry about it. On these snapper engines, if you don't drain the gas tank, it's got a little twist thing. Like when you're done mowing, you pull it back in the garage, you can twist that down and lock it down so the fuel vapor doesn't come out. If you were to turn this up with that loose, you're going to lose gas. It's going to dump out on the ground and run all over everything. You also want to make sure the oil dipstick or filler tube is tight so the oil won't leak. But I'm going to go ahead and step back here and lift the mower up. So what we're going to be working on is going to be, and I'll try to put some light down here so we can see what we're doing. And it is pouring rain outside. I was going to do this outside, but we had a little pop-up shower, so the noise you're hearing, hopefully you can hear me, but the noise you're hearing is how loud it's raining, and you can see the water dripping off where it did get rained on. But anyway, this little wheel here, and you can see it's chipped and torn and frayed. Here's the new one. And let me wipe the bag off where it's wet. It is a Stens is the brand name. The Stens part number is 240-975. You can get this on eBay, Amazon. I don't remember where I got this one. I think it was about $26 or $28. Got it shipped to me in just a few days. Then I think that's the actual snapper part number. But this comes with this wheel. I think it's called a friction wheel, or drive disc is what it's called on here, but friction wheel I think is what it's been called. And then this has this liner that goes inside that makes it snug, and we're going to have to trim that to get it to fit. I don't know why this doesn't come with this already in there. It kind of makes no sense that when you're fixing this you have to do another step rather than I'm already having it correct. But you're going to need a 1/2-inch ratchet or wrench or whatever. That's a 1/2-inch nut. And that's probably about the only tool we're going to need. We'll need a large screwdriver or a little pry bar to hold in here, because this does spin freely, and you're going to have to brace it in here on one of these nuts and hold it against this rod when you try to loosen these. So let me pause this for just a second. Alright, so I have got a couple of different screwdrivers so I can see which one I need once I get in there. But we're going to go ahead and get ready to pop this off. And again, it's pouring rain, so hopefully you can hear me as I'm doing this. So I'm going to try to get this braced in here. Yeah, there we go. So you can see I've got it braced and sitting on this little rod that goes across here. And well, let's grab Just had the wrong socket. There we go. Had the wrong socket in the hole there. So it's got the first one broke loose. And there's just 4 bolts that hold this, or 4 nuts that hold this on. So I'm going to try not to skip anything, and we'll go through the full process as we do it. And you can see how long this takes. Of course, if you had a little power ratchet, this would go a lot quicker. A little air ratchet or a little battery powered one. We got one more to go here. Okay, when you take this apart, you can see that little cover's already coming off. So when we pull this off, there is a cover plate that holds everything in. Then there's like a little washer, a little sleeve. So we'll lay that there. And then this wheel should come off, and that's easy. Okay, it's in the neutral position. You'll hold the camera there. So that's neutral. I'm going to shift it to reverse. So that's the reverse position, which should be slid to one side. Then you go back to neutral, which is in the middle of that wheel or disc. This wheel or disc back here spins the whole time the motor's running because it's on the crankshaft of the engine. So as soon as you start this, that starts spinning. So when you're in neutral, it's in the center where there's a hole there, and it doesn't move this. When you go to reverse, of course, it's on one side, so it's spinning one direction. When you go into the forward gears, and I'll show you first through fifth. So there's first, second, third, fourth, fifth. And of course, it goes all the way to the outside where it's spinning the fastest to be in fifth gear. So I'm going to go back to neutral for the position where we're going to work on it. And then we're going to get ready here. So on this, as I said before, I don't know why they don't put this in, but I'll just show you so you can see. Of course, I already showed you that it's frayed and worn. So when you set this on the ground, both of them, you can see the difference in height. So this wasn't even touching that anymore, pretty much. That's why it wasn't going forward when you were trying to use it. This looks like adhesive on here, like it's something you'd peel off. But it's not. It's just the way it's made. It's that color on both sides. And again, I don't know why they didn't send it with this already in here. But you have to trim. You can see how much that overlaps, but you don't want to do too much because if there's a gap there, you're going to have an issue. So you're going to need a little X-Acto knife or razor blade. So I've got a little razor blade, and I've got a little cutting tool. So we're going to utility knife. So I'm just going to trim. I'm going to lay that in there again, let you see how much that overlaps. And it's not much at all. Well, my light's giving out on me. So I'm going to trim just about maybe a 1/16 of an inch. So I'm just going to trim off just a little bit. And that is tough stuff. This is a heavy duty stuff here. So I'm going to score that 2 or 3 times and then go ahead and cut through so I don't. So we're going to try that again and see if we can make that fit. And that is it. So like I said, you just need about a 1/16 of an inch, and you need that to be smooth, so you'll want to rub over it and make sure that's smooth. And then you're going to want to make sure it's seated completely in. So what you want to do probably is take something like rubber, like this handle, and just kind of tap on it gently, or you can lay it down on a flat surface and just go around. It'd probably be better to do it from this side and just tap that into place so that it's seated and even all the way around. That looks good, and you can see that it's perfectly butted together. So this is ready to put back on. So you're going to line the 4 holes up, or not, excuse me, you're going to put it on there like that, and then you're going to put the disc back on, or the washer. Now what you have to make sure is that that washer stays in place, or it can fall down and be off center. So when you get ready to put this on and tighten it up, make sure you push that washer back up to where it's centered and not hanging out on one side. So I'll check that and make sure. See, it keeps dropping down. So I've got it locked in place there. I'll go ahead and grab one of these nuts, start it back on. I'm going to go ahead and snug it down. I'm not going to tighten it, but I'm going to get it snug so that little paper washer will stay in place, and that's got it. So I'm going to go to the opposite side, start that nut, get these others going. So that's all there is to it. 4 bolts, or 4 nuts. They're 1/2 inch. And let me double check that, because I might have grabbed the wrong size. Yeah, it is 1/2 inch. And you'll need like a screwdriver or a little pry bar to hold that in place when you are loosening them. And I'm also going to need that as I'm tightening, and I'll do it in the opposite direction, to be able to get these tightened up and snugged. So that is now ready. So I'll get my ratchet ready to go. And I need to do this the opposite direction, and then torque these down. And that already has some catch to it. So where this is a new one now, and there's some bulk to this, before that was just spinning freely, it's already starting to catch a little bit. So I had to do a little bit of adjusting to the clutch, because where this was so worn down, I might actually be able to adjust that back to where it was. We'll see once I get it running and try it out. But let me get this back in here and tighten these up. Just want to hit them all again to make sure. Okay. So if we look at the time on the video, we had to pause it once and start again. So I'm sure we've been out here less than probably 15 minutes total. So that job is complete. I'm ready to drop it down, and this should work. I'll check back with you in just a second. So while I had this off, the battery out of it, I went ahead and put, this was just a, clump of wire that was hanging out. I put a new connector on it and crimped it into place so that now that is proper for the negative side. And while I've got this off, this is a relatively new battery, but I'm going to take a wire brush and just hit these posts real good and kind of shine those up, clean them up, and then that one won't need it because it's brand new, the one I just put on. But the other, this one and the positive side with the 2 wires there, I'm going to hit that with a wire brush too. So while I've got this off, I'll go ahead and do that as part of this, and then we'll finish up. I tried the lawnmower out. I gave it a while to sit and let the oil drain back down, which I don't know if I mentioned that earlier. When you do set these snappers up, when you drop it back down, give it a while for the oil to drain back down, and before you fire it up, so that the oil's back in the normal place and you don't cause any problems by firing it up, maybe having smoke rolling everywhere or cause any kind of damage. So I did take it out, try it out. I can't show you because it's raining again, and so that's why I'm in the garage filming the end of this video again. So both times I've tried to do something outside, it rained on us. But anyway, I did finish it up. It's working great. It's like a new one, so this thing should last another several years, hopefully, with good routine maintenance. So I'll be back in a minute to finish up the end of the video. Hey guys, like I always do at the end of my videos, or I try to always do at the end of my videos, I'm going to throw a Bible verse in and just a little, kind of a recap of the video. So if you're not into that, thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll catch you on the next one. But if you are okay with Bible verse and want to stick around for that, as I mentioned earlier when I did this kind of reminded me and threw me back to when my dad had the lawnmower repair shop. It wasn't a huge place. He had a coal yard where he would sell coal to people in the wintertime. So in the summer months, he would do lawnmower repair there because nobody bought coal in the summertime when they didn't need it. So I got kind of used to working on lawnmowers, and he would let me work with him and learned a lot from him on that. So the Bible verse I'm going to use, and actually there's 3 of them that are pretty much the same verse. And it's honor your father and mother is kind of that's what everybody always says, honor your father and mother, and they don't really go through the whole verse. But that's in the Bible 3 times, and we'll turn the camera here. Hopefully you can see this. First one is Exodus 20, verse 12, and I'll try to hold it where there's no shadow. And it says, honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee. In the second place, there's an honor your father and mother verse, is in Deuteronomy chapter 5, verse 16, and it is right here. It says, honor thy father and thy mother as the Lord thy God hath commanded thee, that thy days may be prolonged, and that it may go well with thee in the land which the Lord hath given thee. And then the third time, so those 2 are in the Old Testament, in Ephesians chapter 6, over this side, it is verse 2 and 3. It says, honor thy father and mother, which is the first commandment with promise, that it may be well with thee, and thou mayest live long on the earth. And see, it even references Exodus 20 and 12 in the reference there for that one. So those 3 verses, all about honoring your father and mother, and your days may be prolonged. So hopefully I'm honoring my father by, he raised me with good Christian biblical values, and hopefully I carry those on and make him proud. I'm proud to have his last name and be his son, and hopefully I'm honoring him in the things that I do and how I live my life, so that my days may be prolonged. My dad's been passed away about 24 years now, and he died when I was 28, and I'm 50. Well, I guess he's been dead 23 years now, and 23. And you never know when someone's not going to be here any longer. So spend time with your family, call your loved ones, talk to them. Was texting with my brother earlier today. I don't talk and message to him enough. I need to do a better job of that. He lives out in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. So he's just started a YouTube channel. So do me a favor, if you're still sticking around, still watching this, like this video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, Farmer and Sons Garage, and look him up. My brother out in Oklahoma, his channel is Live and Learn with the Farmers. And he's got a huge garden. He's got some tips on there about growing garden and how he does his and all that kind of stuff. He's going to go into more things as he goes forward. He's got a garage as well. He's got an El Camino project he's working on with his son. That was his son's dream car. So hopefully he'll start doing some videos on that. So look up Live and Learn with the Farmers and give them a subscribe, watch their videos, and give them a few likes and encourage him. And pray for rain for them. They've been at the area he's in, hadn't had rain in a while. We were sending him some texts, me and my wife, saying that we were praying for rain, and thank God, God answers prayers. They just texted us a little while ago this evening. They were getting rain. It had been raining for about 45 minutes, so we'll pray that that continues. Thanks for watching. God bless you guys, and thanks so much to all my subscribers. I am over 500 subscribers now. I'm still a little small channel and just a little small garage. I'm a big guy, though. I guess I need to go back on working on the snapper lawnmower. Unless you're a big guy, I'm 6'6" and about 270 pounds. So lifting that lawnmower up's nothing for me. If you're not as big and strong as I am, you might want to get a second person to help you lift that lawnmower just so you don't hurt yourself, strain your back or something like that. So just thought I'd throw that in at the end. It's simple for me to do that, but you might want to have somebody else help you lift that up, and just be careful when you're lifting it and laying it down, because it might want to roll a little bit with you. But until next time, be blessed and be a blessing.